All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Business here on CentralValleyTalk.com. I'm Mike Scott. So glad you're with us today. If you have a local business, get a hold of us here at the Central Valley Talk Studios, and we will arrange to have you on as one of our future guests. We're going to begin today with David Moos. Moos, who I just found out is related to one of my favorite reporters, Jeannie Moos.
Right.
Wow, what are the chances of that? She's on CNN.
Yeah, pretty slim. I do watch her when she comes on.
She does great reports.
She does.
She does great reports. Okay, today you're here talking about assisted transition, which has to do with seniors.
Right.
What exactly do you do?
We help them find the best place for them, or home care if that's what they need. Everybody, when they reach a certain age, they need some kind of help. We provide either the help in-home or we find them the best place to live. There are a number of different facilities in this area, as well as a lot of the License for Six that are based in home care, 6 people in a home, and they get services from caregivers.
Okay, so what can you do that I can't do by searching on Google on the internet?
Well, you could spend 100 hours doing that if you like.
Why not let you do it, right?
Exactly. I can usually settle the issue for you within an hour or two. And then I also take them to these individual facilities, introduce them to the staff, the administrators, tour them around them so they can make the choice based on what they feel most comfortable in.
And you obviously have the contacts. You know these people at all these different places.
Correct.
So you're like my in.
Right. I not only know them, belong to the same organizations that they do locally, attend meetings with them. We discuss issues in the senior living world. And medical things that are going on as far as research determining how to take care of people with dementia, et cetera, et cetera.
Now, I'm assuming you don't do this
For free?
for free.
Well, it's actually free to every individual that comes to me.
Really?
I'm only paid by the facility when I make a placement. So at least for you, if you wanted me to lead you around to find a place for a loved one, I would do that for free. All of my advice on all my time, all my travel.
That's an interesting way of doing it. I like that. Because I'm guessing there are a lot of people out there that just can't afford that service, but they don't have to worry about...
They don't have to worry about paying it as long as they have enough to afford to go into one of these facilities or for the home care to come into their home. That's all they need.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned there are some places that are very small, only have a few beds, and there are other places that are very large, a high-rise downtown Fresno.
Right.
So
they vary between 6, which is the smallest, License for 6, RCFE, all the way up to 250 and sometimes larger facilities. There's one being built in Clovis right now that's going to be even larger than the current largest one here.
you think you get more, well, I don't want to say better service, but it would seem that the bigger the place gets, the less personalized it would become, but maybe not.
Well, it depends on what you're looking for.
Right.
If you like resort living, the larger facilities
like
are
resort
great.
living.
It's like going on vacation and being on vacation every day.
How is that?
They have food service, they have activities, they have day excursions going all over town.
I see the buses driving around sometimes.
All the time.
Yeah.
And you also get your transport to your medical services. All those things are happening. Whereas if you go to the License for 6, you're going to get some activities. You're going to get a higher number of caregivers actually per person because most of them have either 1 or 2 caregivers available for those 6. You go to the larger facilities and that changes. It can be 1 to 15 or 20 or even 25 depending on which level of care you're getting in that particular area, that particular service provider.
Yeah. Hotels are rated 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star. Are these kind of homes rated a similar way?
Well, I rate them.
You rate them, okay.
So I can tell you if I would consider them, and usually we do a 5-star deal just the same, whether they're in the 4 or 5 range or if they're in the 1, 2, or 3 range. Most of the ones that I agree to represent are in the higher range, the 4 or 5s.
You get what you pay for, right?
Exactly. And there's a price differential. Sometimes actually you can be more expensive in the home care than you can in a large facility, depending on what your needs are.
Now, these aren't just apartments where you live and someone's available if you need a little bit of help, are they? Or
sometimes
some
they are.
Okay.
You can have completely independent living where they do nothing for you except housekeeping and supply you with meals part of the time, but not for all 3 of a day.
Okay.
Or you can go up to the level where you have a caregiver coming in and checking on you periodically, and all kinds of services. All your medications are ordered for you and provided to you at the times during the day they should be. 3 meals a day. You also get any activity that they may be having, you get to do that for free. All these things can happen. It just depends on where you're going and what you're looking for.
Now, I'm assuming the more services they provide, the more the cost goes up.
Some of them base it on what they call an a la carte method, where each item you add, if it's bathing help or dressing help, each one costs you a little bit more. Other places do blocks of usually 3. You get these many this series of services for this much money. The next series is this much added money, and the next service is this much added money.
Okay. I've heard these can cost tens of thousands of dollars a month sometimes. I mean, who can afford these things?
Well, you'd be surprised. In Fresno, they're possible to get up to that. Most of them, if you're an independent, you can get in anywhere from $1,800 up to several $1,000s a month. If you're an assisted, you usually can't get in for under about $3,000, except in
A month.
A month. In some of the 6-bed facilities, you can get in a little lower than that, depending on what your needs are. You can get down to $1,600 is the base one I have, the lowest one I have that I represent.
Now, is any of that covered by insurance or Medicare, Medi-Cal?
Long-term care insurance, yes. Medi-Cal, no. Medi-Cal only pays for skilled nursing help if you go to one of the skilled nursing facilities and are on a Medi-Cal budget. They qualify you, they put you in, they pay, but you have an additional payment you make. Your Social Security or your VA, whatever it is that you've got benefits from, will be deducted, added into the price effectively, and then Medi-Cal pays the difference.
Okay.
But Medi-Cal only has a waiver program in 2 places in the local area, and in that you can actually live in assisted living for a while because you're not quite ready for the full skilled nursing care. But there are only 2 facilities in Fresno that have that.
Are you a one-man office?
Right now I am. My employee went back to school. And
So it's all you.
Right now it's all me, but,
Yeah.
but that won't be true for very long probably.
How did you get into this? Did you see the need?
My mother had dementia, and I kept her in my home for 10 years. And she got progressively more debilitated as she went along. And I learned a lot from that. Towards the end of her life, we were looking for some place for her to be placed. And learning that process taught me it's not easy. You can spend a lot of time, and you're always feeling guilty about any decision you make.
Right.
So I got into this business to help other people, because I have to say it's the most rewarding work I've ever done. Because at the end of the day, when you've helped a family find the best place for their loved one, they give you hugs. They invite you to dinner. They do all kinds of things because they're happy about being able to get through a very traumatic change point in their loved ones' lives.
Well, not only have you helped them, but you help them at no cost to them.
Exactly.
It's a win-win situation for everyone.
It is.
And the companies that do pay you, they end up with a new client.
They do, and their acquisition cost with me is actually lower than it is when they do all of their advertising and everything that they do when they do manage to bring in a client through their own auspices. I'm actually a little cheaper for them.
Okay. All right, so if people want to reach you or want more information about this, what can they do?
They can reach me at 559-750-8787. They can go on my website, which is assistedseniortransitions.com. They can also reach me by email at dmoos@assistedtransition.com.
Several ways that you can reach David Moos. Assisted therapy, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I think I like what you're doing. I think it's a good service you offer.
I enjoy it myself.
And maybe in a few years, I'll be calling you.
It'd be my pleasure. I'll leave you cards.
You never know. You never know. All right. You are watching Let's Talk Business here on CentralValleyTalk.com.